Alright, today we are uncovering the dirty secret of all instruments. There's really just one chord progression that you have to learn no matter what instrument you're playing, ukulele, guitar, piano, anything, that'll really help you learn like a million different songs. It's a 1, 5, 6, 4 in whichever key you want. So we're talking about progressions. A progression is just a group of chords that sound good together, a sequence of chords, if you will. We're going to start off in the key of C, and then we're going to talk about how you can move this pretty much anywhere you want to fit your voice so you can accompany yourself on ukulele. All right, so what is 1, 5, 6, 4? Those are just the numbered notes of a scale, okay? So you see the C major scale a lot, mostly because it's super easy to play on a piano, on a ukulele, guitar, whatever. It says open, 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 3. That is a C major chord, all right? Now there are 7 notes in the C major scale, and they're just the letters of the alphabet. C, D, E, F, G. Start again on A and B. Those are all 7 letters of the alphabet used musically, starting on a C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, so if we have a 1, 5, 6, 4, 1 would be C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C, D, E, F, G. 5 would be G. 6 would be A minor. 4 would be F. So if we have a 1, 5, 6, 4, that ends up being the progression. C as the 1, G as the 5, A minor 6, F major 4, back to 1, okay? Now that might sound familiar, might not, just listen for it. 5, 6, 4, and repeat, okay? I don't even want to name the songs you can do. If you really want to, just Google songs that are 1, 5, 6, 4, and there will be hundreds and hundreds of songs that pop up, okay? The most common chord progression in music. Also, a 1, 4, 5 is something that is really prevalent. I was going to say progressive, not progressive. Really common, prevalent, and you already know what a 1, 4, 5 is if you know what a 1, 5, 6, 4 is, right? 1 is C, C, D, E, F. 1, 4 is F. 5 is G. C, F, G, C. Okay, so that's just a 1, 4, 5, but a 1, 5, 6, 4 is a little bit better in my opinion because you have that little minor spicy chord to add it up. Now, aside from just being the most common chord in music, or the most common chord progression in music history, it really opens up everything else that you could ever possibly do once you start thinking of chords as numbers within a scale. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to change the key that this is in and do a 1, 5, 6, 4 in another key, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the numbers as chords themselves. All right, so let's go to the second most common key in music, the key of G. Okay, so open, 2, 3, 2, there's a G major chord. Now, all it means is we're going to use the same numbering system, but G is now 1, and then if we want to get technical, G has 1 sharp, which is an F, F sharp. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, back to G, okay? Don't worry about the sharps right now. If you have questions about that, let me know in the comment section. I'll be able to do a separate follow-up video on what keys have sharps and flats and stuff like that. But if we do a 1, 5, 6, 4 in G, we have G is 1, G, A, B, C is 4, D is 5, and then E is 6. Okay, so those are the chords, now let's put them in the right order. G is the 1 chord, D is the 5 chord, E minor is the 6 chord, and then C is the 4 chord. So we can do that same progression, G as 1, D major as 5, E minor as 6, then C is now the 4 chord. Okay? So you may have noticed that keys will share chords, all right? We both have a G major and a C major in each of these keys, right? In the key of G, G is the 1 chord. In the key of C, C is the 1 chord. That's how you kind of differentiate where you start and what's 1. Now, let's play them back to back, and you can kind of hear the sound of a progression as compared to the sound of specific chords, right? So 1, 5, 6, 4 in C. C major. To the 5 chord, G. 6 chord, A minor. 4 chord, F. Now let's do the same thing, but in G. G is 1. D is 5. E minor is 6. Okay? So it's the same vibe, the same flavor of a chord progression, but just in a different key. We transposed the chord progression into a different key. The nice thing about C and G is they're pretty far away from each other as far as the keys go. So if you have trouble singing in one key, try another one out, and the chords are pretty much just as easy. See what happens, right? Now the way this works is great because in any key, the same numbers will always be major and minor chords. So in any key, the first, fourth, and fifth degrees, basically just the first, fourth, and fifth notes in a key, are going to be major chords. The second, third, and sixth notes in a key are going to be minor chords. That seventh note in a key, it's not really used that much. It's a diminished chord. If you want to get into it, let me know in the comments if you want more videos. Get some engagement going on. But yeah, 1, 4, 5 in any key are major. 2, 3, 6 in any key are minor. So just knowing that piece of information and the way that like a device that I remember using was like, okay, 1 plus 4 is 5. Well, they're my major ones. 2 plus 3 is 6, or 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 6. That's like something you'll find on a drumming channel. 2 times 3 is 6. Pretty sure that's accurate. Those are the minor chords. 1, 4, 5 major. 2, 3, 6 minor. Commit that to memory because it is super important. Now, when we do that, we can be like, all right, you know, I've memorized some chord shapes. I don't really necessarily know how they go together, but now that I'm thinking of them as clusters of chords within a key, like I said, the key of C, we've got C major as the 1 chord, D minor as the 2 chord, E minor as the 3 chord, F major as the 4 chord, G major as the 5 chord, A minor as the 6 chord, B half diminished as the 7 chord. Nobody knows how to play half diminished chords on a ukulele. Don't worry about it. We can do that in another video if you're really interested. But that's it. So now we can start maybe getting a little more creative. If you want to switch it up from a 1, 5, 6, 4, be like, okay, I want to replace that 5 chord with the 3 chord. I want to do a 1, 3, 6, 4. So I know that in the key of C, I'm getting rid of that 5, C, D, E. I'm going to take that 5, I want to replace it with a 3, C, D, E. All right, so let's try that. Here's 1, 5, 6, 4 in C. C, 5, 6, 4. Now I'm going to swap the 5 out for a 3. 1, 3 is E minor. Not a huge difference, right? It works. Because a G and E minor are more similar than they are dissimilar. A G chord is a G, a B, and a D. An E minor chord is a E, a G, and a B. So we're really just changing a D for an E. So all this stuff goes together, and that's why it's really important to think of these as, like I said, groups of chords that form a key, rather than just being like, all right, I want to know a C major chord, a D major chord, an E major chord, an F major chord, F sharp major, all that stuff. Think of them as stuff that goes together because that's how songs are written. And again, start with just one really simple one. 1, 5, 6, 4, or in the key of G. 1, 5, 6, 4. Maybe just challenge yourself. Try to do the next most common one would be either the key of D major or the key of F. Challenge yourself, try to find those, and then let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll have an affiliate link for this ukulele that I've been using. I did an unboxing of this. This thing lights up, which is like kind of insane if you think about that. Like, it starts lighting up. Anyways, it's cool. It's cool. Sounds good, and a great tool for learning some music theory. So let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys soon.